All right, can we be honest for a second? How many times have you said, I'm starting Monday, I just need to get through this week, and once things slow down, then I'll focus on my weight loss. And then Monday comes and nothing really changes. Or maybe you do start for like 3 days and then life gets busy. Your kids need something, or maybe you're exhausted, or you eat something off plan. And suddenly your brain goes, well, I already messed up. I'll just start over next week. And the cycle continues. If you can relate, then I'm going to tell you all about something special we have coming up in our Kingdom Fit Moms community. Hey, welcome to the Kingdom Fit Moms podcast, where we believe that you can go on a journey to lose weight for the last time. I know you've tried all the things and you may not believe me yet, but when you do weight loss the Kingdom Fit Moms way, everything changes. You're in the right place if weight is constantly on your mind, you're confused about food, you're missing out on memories, and maybe even putting your dreams off for another day because this weight struggle is no joke. We're a community and we're on a mission to invite God into this weight loss journey so you can shed the burden and shine your light. I want you to start living and believing in the version of yourself that heaven sees. Let's get started. I was talking to a mom recently, let's just call her Megan, and she told me, Kelsey, I don't even trust myself anymore. This broke my heart, by the way, and she said, I know what to do, I've tried everything, but I just cannot stay consistent. And then she said something that really stuck with me. She said, I feel like I'm always starting over. Ugh, maybe that hits a little close to home too, because it's not that you don't care. It's not that you're lazy, and it's not even that you don't know what to do, right? It's just that for most women that I talk to and speak to about weight loss, it's usually just that you've been stuck in a cycle of inconsistency for so long that it feels normal. So what if I told you, just hear me out, that you do not need a new diet, you don't need more motivation, and you certainly don't need to just try harder. What you need is a reset. So what are we resetting? Because maybe you're telling me I've done the resets, Kelsey, and that's not what I need. But what we need to help you to reset is, number one, in your mindset. We need a mindset reset where we think about this whole journey differently. We need a reset in your habits, because it can be tempting to think you're doing the right things, but in actuality, we're focusing on the wrong things. We need to get our habits in alignment that actually matter. And maybe most importantly, we need a reset in your identity, knowing who you are in Christ. And that might seem like a church answer. It might seem like, okay, what does that even mean? And I want to teach you that. I want to help you to understand that you are worthy of abundant health, and it's part of your birthright. We are meant to have bodies that function amazingly well so that we can do the work that God has called us to do. But that requires you believing that you're worth it. And so we need a reset in our identity. And honestly, that's exactly why I created what I'm about to share with you. I'm so excited because I'm hosting a free Christian weight loss boot camp called Fit Fueled Free. And you might think, well, I've done boot camps in the past, but let me just tell you that this is not just another, here's your meal plan. I'm not going to say, hey, let's go cut some carbs, let's go burn more calories. No. This whole boot camp is about learning how to break that cycle of inconsistency and not showing up for yourself. It's all about simplifying this process. You don't need a complicated plan, I promise you. And it's about helping you feel free. Free to be around food, free to not obsess over the scale, free to feel like yourself again, and more. Let me just take you back for a second. There was a time in my life when I was constantly thinking about food. I was trying to out-exercise a bad diet. I felt out of control. Like I felt this, just this sense of, how do I even want to explain it? Like this tension always of, oh, should I eat this? Should I not? I would try to be good, and then I'd completely swing the other way. I remember thinking, why can I not just figure this out? There has to be a solution. There has to be a way to just live in freedom where I'm not off or on, or having to perform my way out of having some chocolate or whatever, right? I thought the answer at the time was more discipline and stricter rules and more control. But what I actually needed, and what I know now and what I teach, is freedom and structure and truth. I don't want to be a part of diet culture, and neither do you. And certainly we don't want to be a part of extremes. Here's what changed everything for me. I stopped asking, what diet should I follow? What plan should I be on? And I started asking the question, God, how do you want me to steward my body? Everything shifted, and it became less about restriction, more about obedience, less about shame, more about growth. And I fell in love with the food that he created. He took me down this journey. I asked, right? I was knocking at the door, and I was like that widow saying, I'm not taking no for an answer. I was knocking and knocking and knocking. You probably got annoyed with me from knocking. Like, what is the answer here, Lord? Like, I do not want to live in bondage around what to eat. And I learned how to love what he made. It took me time. It took me study. It took me immersing myself, but I became obsessed with learning and obsessed with growing in this area of my life. And now it's crystal clear to me, and I want that to be the case for you. So let's talk about why most women stay stuck. It's usually one of these things. So it's usually all or nothing thinking, like, if I can't do this perfectly, why should I even try? Or I messed up now, I might as well mess up for the rest of the week. Or it's overcomplicating everything, where we have to track our macros in an app and stick to points or stick to rules that we don't understand, but someone's telling us we should do them, or apps or whatever, right? It's too complicated. We don't understand the why behind it, so we quit. Usually women stay stuck because they don't have support. They're trying to figure out on their own. They're watching TikTok or Instagram influencers, and something hits them emotionally, and they think, oh, this must be it. I must need to have, maybe keto is the solution for me. Maybe I need to count macros or whatever. Maybe the other thing I see a lot is there's this identity gap. For example, seeing yourself as the woman who always quits. Maybe that's even subconscious, or maybe you say it out loud. Maybe you identify with being an emotional eater, and that you think that's just who you are. And listen, a new diet plan, it's not going to fix any of that. A GLP-1 is not going to fix any of that. It's going to be a temporary solution, and you'll end up right where you're at. So, inside of the boot camp that we are starting on April 27th, I'm going to help you break that inconsistency cycle so that you stop starting over every single Monday. I'm going to help you to simplify weight loss. No more confusion, no more overwhelm, and we're going to teach you how to renew your mind, because your thoughts are the things that are driving your actions over and over again, and maybe you don't even realize what's going on up there. And we're going to help you in the Fit Fueled Free Bootcamp create real momentum. Not perfection, but we are just moving forward one step at a time. My goal is that you can feel free around food again. Yes, this is actually possible, I promise you. Let me give you something that you can do to start today. Instead of saying, I need to overhaul everything, I want you to ask yourself, what's one thing? What's one small step that I can take today? Maybe it's going for a walk, adding 15 minutes of walking to your day. By the way, if you jump in now to our Fit Fueled Free Bootcamp, we're doing some fun pre-bootcamp things like this to get your momentum going and to get you excited about weight loss and health and all the things. Maybe another small step you can do is to add a little extra protein to your meals. Maybe it's to not go out to eat. And maybe it's not eating out of stress one time. Maybe you recognize the thought and put a stop to it. Maybe it's turning to prayer instead of food when you're feeling emotionally, vulnerable. So this is how it starts. It does not start with perfection and doing 20 things at once, but with obedience in the small things. So I want you to picture this, okay? And it's a few weeks from now. We're into May, moving into the summer months. And instead of feeling behind and guilty and stuck, you're showing up daily. You are making simple choices and actually building confidence. And you're thinking, wait, I'm actually doing this. I just got off a call with some of our Fit Moms inside of Fit Moms Academy, and we talked about how most diet plans, they have this season where there's this shiny object and you're excited to do it. And even jumping into Fit Moms, it can feel like that, like, oh, I get a new community, I have a plan, but then ultimately we have to kind of put our hands to the plow and do the thing out of obedience for the Lord and watch Him work in that. And so I'm going to teach you how we can get to the point where that is our norm. So if you are done starting over, if you're done overthinking food, and if you're done feeling stuck in your body, then this boot camp is for you. I want you to come join us inside of our Fit Fueled Free Boot Camp. It is completely free. And here's what I want you to hear. You do not need to wait until you feel ready, whether that's ready with time or whatever season of life you're in, and you certainly don't need to figure it all out first, okay? You just need to say, I'm starting. That is the hardest part, getting the momentum to just start. The sooner you start, the sooner you stop wasting your time. We're not getting any younger, right? The sooner that you stop wasting energy and your thoughts, the mental space on things that are just keeping you in that cycle and something that has been weighing you down for years, the sooner you're going to get to step into, we say this in Fit Moms, the version of yourself that heaven sees. So you're not broken. I promise you, you are not too far gone. I don't care how long you have struggled with this. You are not the exception. You are not the only one who is struggling with this. You're not the one who is going to be stuck in this forever. It's just that you haven't tried the right approach and had the right support by inviting God into this and building the right foundation with Him at the center of it all until now. So let's do this together. I want you to go sign up. Go to kelseyWickenhauser.com/free-bootcamp, or you can hop down to the show notes right now and save your spot. And if this episode encouraged you and you're like, okay, this is what I need, please invite your friends, because we want to create a culture of women who are breaking free from the diet cycle. And I am sure that you have a friend or family member who has struggled with this too. We are not doing this alone anymore, and I cannot wait to get to know you inside of Fit Fueled Free on April 27th.